Making $250,000 a year will still leave you flat broke if you keep making this silent mistake. There is one innocent habit you do every single morning that quietly drains your bank account, and it's not your coffee. Picture this. You just landed a major promotion at work, and your salary instantly jumps from $50,000 to $80,000 a year. Naturally, you feel like a king, ready to take on the world. You step into your sleek apartment, stare out at the city skyline, and smile as you check your bank balance. But fast forward 6 months into the future. Why are you still struggling to pay off your basic credit card bills at the end of the month? Where on earth did that extra $30,000 go? You didn't buy a mega yacht, and you certainly didn't invest in a super sports car. Yet, your bank account feels just as empty as it did when you were making half of what you make today. This silent financial killer is called lifestyle inflation, and it's quietly robbing millions of working professionals without them ever noticing. But what if I told you there is one subtle habit, something you likely do every single morning, that secretly guarantees you will stay broke no matter how much money you make? To truly conquer lifestyle inflation, you first need to understand how subtly it sneaks into your life. It almost never happens overnight with a massive single purchase like a luxury villa. Instead, it creeps in through small, seemingly innocent daily decisions that feel totally harmless. First, you replace your standard $4 homemade coffee with an $8 artisanal organic oat milk latte. Next, you swap your reliable 4-year-old sedan for a sleek luxury electric lease because you tell yourself, "I earned it." Then, casual takeout meals twice a week slowly turn into daily doorstep food deliveries costing $40 each. Before you even realize what's happening, your baseline monthly survival expenses have secretly doubled. You feel like you're moving forward in life, but your net worth is completely standing still. Let's dissect the psychology behind why our brains demand that we spend more the moment we earn more. When your income increases, your brain releases a hit of dopamine every time you buy something new. That new designer jacket or high-tech gadget gives you a temporary emotional high that feels amazing. However, psychologists call this phenomenon the hedonic treadmill. Human beings naturally adapt to new levels of comfort very quickly. That luxury car seat that felt like a cloud during week 1 becomes totally ordinary by month 3. To get that exact same feeling of excitement again, you are forced to spend even larger amounts of money. You buy a bigger television, upgrade your gym membership, and order higher-end wines. The problem is that your threshold for satisfaction continuously moves further away. You end up running on an endless financial treadmill, working harder and earning more just to stay in the exact same emotional spot. Another massive catalyst for lifestyle inflation is social pressure and modern digital culture. Every single day, you open social media apps and see curated highlights of people's lavish lives. Your colleagues start going to high-end steakhouses, and your friends start booking luxury weekend resort getaways. You subconsciously start telling yourself, "If I don't participate, I'll fall behind or look unsuccessful." You start spending money you don't actually have to impress people you don't even like. What you don't see behind those flawless photo posts is the crippling consumer debt and monthly stress. Most people looking rich on the outside are actually living paycheck to paycheck on the inside. True financial status is not what you spend. It's the quiet freedom of what you keep. Now that we know the enemy, let's break down the exact tactical system to defeat it. Step number 1 is adopting the classic pay yourself first principle immediately upon receiving any income. The moment your salary check hits your bank account, automate your savings right away. Do not wait to save whatever money happens to be left over at the end of the month. If you wait, I guarantee you there will be $0 left over every single time. Instead, route at least 20% of your paycheck straight into an investment or high-yield savings account. Treat your future financial freedom like an absolute non-negotiable monthly utility bill. By removing that money instantly, you force your daily spending lifestyle to adapt around what remains. What happens when you land that next big promotion or get an unexpected yearly bonus? This brings us to step number 2, implementing the powerful 50% raise rule. Whenever your income grows, commit to taking exactly half of that new raise and directing it straight into wealth-building assets. You can take the remaining 50% and use it to guilt-free upgrade your lifestyle or treat yourself. For instance, if you get an extra $500 a month raise, Put $250 into investments immediately. Then, use the other $250 to upgrade your apartment or enjoy nicer dinners. This brilliant rule allows you to enjoy the fruits of your hard work today without sacrificing your financial growth tomorrow. It creates a win-win balance that prevents burnout while accelerating your path to retirement. Step number 3 is installing a mandatory speed bump for your spending called the 72-hour rule. Impulse buys are the rocket fuel that powers sudden lifestyle inflation. Whenever you feel the urge to purchase a non-essential luxury item over $100, pause. Force yourself to walk away and wait for 72 full hours before completing the checkout process. During this cooling-off period, the immediate emotional dopamine surge completely fades away from your system. You can evaluate the purchase with cold, logical clarity rather than temporary emotional excitement. Surprisingly, about 80% of the time, you will realize you didn't actually want or need the item at all. Step number 4 requires you to perform a thorough, aggressive monthly recurring subscription audit. Modern digital businesses are specifically built around getting you onto small recurring monthly payments. A $10 streaming service here, a $15 app subscription there, and a premium gym membership you rarely use. Individually, these tiny expenses seem completely harmless and almost invisible on your bank statement. But combined, they can easily drain hundreds of dollars from your wallet every single month. Open your bank account statement right now and highlight every single recurring charge from the past 90 days. Cancel every single service that you haven't actively used in the last 30 days without hesitation. If you truly miss a service later, you can always resubscribe with total intentionality. There is a massive difference between being intentional with your money and living like a miserable miser. Avoiding lifestyle inflation does not mean you have to live on instant ramen noodles forever in a dark room. It is all about practicing conscious spending on things that truly bring value to your life. Identify 2 or 3 categories that bring you immense joy, whether that's international travel or high-quality food. Allocate your discretionary funds generously to those specific areas without feeling an ounce of guilt. Simultaneously, aggressively cut costs on things you simply don't care about, like flashy designer logos or brand new cars. Value-based spending gives you the luxury experience where it matters, while preserving your wealth everywhere else. Every time you upgrade one area of your life, it triggers a chain reaction of hidden secondary expenses. Financial experts refer to this classic psychological trap as the Diderot effect. When you buy a larger, more expensive apartment, you suddenly feel compelled to buy new luxury furniture to match it. That new luxury furniture makes your old television look completely out of place, so you upgrade the TV. Then, your utility bills, property insurance, and maintenance costs automatically skyrocket alongside your new space. A single upgrade rarely stays isolated to just that one item or purchase. Always calculate the total long-term maintenance ecosystem cost before saying yes to any major lifestyle upgrade. Willpower is a very limited resource that drains steadily throughout your busy workday. Relying purely on daily discipline to resist overspending is a battle you will eventually lose. This is why automating your entire wealth-building ecosystem is an absolute game-changer. Set up recurring automatic transfers from your checking account straight into broad market index funds every payday. When your money is invested automatically before you even see it, you eliminate decision fatigue entirely. You learn to live comfortably on the remaining balance in your main account without feeling restricted. Over decades, this silent background automation works round-the-clock compound interest magic for your net worth. We need to redefine what true success and wealth actually look like in modern society. Fake wealth is high spending, heavy monthly debt obligations, and showing off expensive assets you don't really own. Real wealth is high assets, minimal debt liabilities, and absolute control over your precious time. Fake wealth forces you to stay trapped in a high-stress job just to keep up with massive monthly bills. Real wealth gives you the ultimate freedom to walk away from toxic environments whenever you choose. When you master your lifestyle spending, you gain the rarest asset of all, complete sovereignty over your life. Never trade long-term life freedom for short-term visual status display. When you avoid lifestyle inflation, you naturally build a massive financial safety buffer known as an emergency fund. Imagine having 6 to 12 full months of living expenses safely stored in a high-yield account. If you keep your monthly expenses low at $3,000, an $18,000 fund completely covers you for 6 months. But if lifestyle inflation pushes your monthly spending to $7,000, that same buffer requires $42,000. Lower fixed living expenses instantly make your emergency fund far easier to build and maintain. This financial cushion absorbs unexpected car repairs or job loss without destroying your peace of mind. It transforms potential life catastrophes into minor temporary inconveniences. Financial institutions design credit cards and auto leases specifically to mask the true cost of lifestyle inflation. They break down large, unaffordable purchase prices into tiny, attractive monthly payments that sound manageable. Saying yes to a $400 monthly payment feels much easier than parting with $25,000 up front. But when you stack 5 or 6 of these small monthly payment plans together, they lock up your entire income. You end up renting your entire lifestyle while owning absolutely nothing of long-term appreciating value. Treat consumer credit cards purely as payment tools that are paid off in full every single week. If you cannot afford to buy an item twice in cash, you simply cannot afford it yet. It is nearly impossible to resist short-term spending temptations if you don't have exciting long-term financial goals. When you don't know what you are saving for, spending money on random luxuries feels totally justified. Sit down today and define your specific, measurable financial vision for the next 5 and 10 years. Do you want to purchase your first rental property, launch an independent business, or retire by age 40? When you have a clear, compelling dream, saying no to expensive daily distractions becomes effortless. You aren't restricting yourself. You are simply prioritizing a bigger dream over a temporary urge. Your financial goals serve as a magnetic compass that keeps your spending completely aligned. At its absolute core, lifestyle inflation is not a money problem. It is a psychological contentment problem. Marketers spend billions of dollars every year to make you feel incomplete without their newest products. They sell you the illusion that buying their luxury goods will grant you confidence, love, and respect. But true internal self-worth can never be purchased from a store shelf or modern shopping mall. Practicing daily gratitude for the things, health, and relationships you already possess is the ultimate financial superpower. When you feel genuinely content inside, you stop searching for external validation through retail shopping. Contentment kills lifestyle inflation right at its root source. The famous phrase says you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with daily. If your closest circle constantly competes over designer clothes and luxury nightlife, you will inevitably adopt those habits. Their expensive spending patterns will slowly normalize overspending in your own mind, draining your hard-earned bank account. Seek out friends, mentors, and online communities that actively prioritize financial independence, investing, and mindful living. Having supportive peers who celebrate your high savings rate rather than your new car makes staying disciplined easy. Surround yourself with people who value freedom over status, and your financial growth will skyrocket naturally. Avoiding lifestyle inflation does not mean eliminating all fun or never celebrating your career achievements. When you hit a major milestone, like paying off a debt or reaching a savings goal, celebrate intentionally. Set aside a specific, predefined cash budget specifically designated for a meaningful reward or experience. Treat yourself to an unforgettable weekend trip or a nice dinner at a cozy local restaurant. The secret is to keep these celebrations as deliberate single events rather than permanent monthly cost increases. You get to enjoy the thrill of your success without permanently raising your baseline cost of living. Let's look at 2 contrasting 10-year financial trajectories to see the real power of this choice. Person A gets a raise every 2 years and instantly upgrades their car, lease, and clothing line every time. 10 years later, Person A earns 6 figures but still lives paycheck to paycheck with 0 accumulated net worth. Person B gets the exact same raises but keeps their baseline living costs steady while investing the difference. 10 years later, Person B has built a massive 6-figure investment portfolio generating passive dividend cash flow. Person B now has the ultimate security to start a business, travel the world, or work on their own terms. Which of these 2 paths are you actively building right now with your current spending habits? You now possess the exact blueprint to stop lifestyle inflation, build real wealth, and take complete control of your financial destiny. By automating your savings, enforcing cooling-off periods, and spending intentionally on true values, you break the cycle forever. But remember that habit I mentioned back in scene 1, the one-morning ritual that secretly guarantees you stay broke? It isn't just buying expensive gourmet coffee. It's opening your banking app every single morning without a clear written budget, letting your emotions dictate your daily money choices. So before you close this video and return to your daily routine, ask yourself this one crucial question. Is that next luxury upgrade really worth trading away your future freedom? Or are you finally ready to build true wealth starting today? Let me know your exact strategy down in the comments below. Subscribe for more masterclass guides, and I will see you in the very next video.